I think we are live. Well, hello, everyone. This is Natalie McQueen with Become an Author podcast. I've got my host, Jesse Bowen, here with me, and we've got some rock stars of authors that we're going to put some love and attention on today. So we are celebrating 1 year of Become an Author podcast being live, and we're hoping that we're bringing super good value to authors, tips that you can take away, and also a place that you can call home to come and publish with. So Jesse, welcome.
Well, thank you, Natalie. I am super excited. Today is Love Day. And
that's right. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we have met so many great people and, working with new authors, and we're into compilations, and we got Robert. Met Robert in the past few months, and he's definitely a rock star, and all of our guests today for everything they've done. But this is really exciting, really, to begin to tell the story of becoming an author, just that one stroke of your pen, and what can happen from that. I look back at 2015, we launched one book just as a gratitude book for my martial arts instructor. And here we are 9 books later in the series. We've got a podcast. We're coaching people. We're sharing the success. We're a publishing company, all from one goodwill concept. That's what we're thinking about love, and one goodwill concept of, sharing and helping someone to share a story. And we got Nathan here, and he's part of our martial arts biography books. Just that one decision to begin to write something about goodwill, and for Elite Publications. Now I think about it, if we've never written that one word back in 2015, we would not be sitting here in this conversation. Very unlikely. But just that one deed has brought impact to so many lives. And this is what we have done with the Become an Author program. But wanted to share what our other authors and our friends that we are affiliated with in the different networks we're doing. How are we making a difference, Natalie? So I know we got some guests here that you've definitely invited here today, and
worked with me on my first book was Do the Necessary, Let the Rest Go to Hell. And it was basically about the journey through 60 plus years of life and lessons learned. And my goal was to really empower people to know that they're not alone. And so a lot of trials and tribulations, like a lot of people have. And so that's what this was about. I also am a contributing author to the most recent author, Art of Connection. Yeah. I don't know if it's coming up very much. And I'm on October 21st, worked with Natalie and Robert, and just a wonderful experience. I worked on all of them. I think I've been contributing writer to all the books through that series.
I said that this morning. I was like, was it 2 or 3? I think you were.
And always such a wonderful experience to work with you guys. So I have a business. It's CPK Solutions. It's a writing business. I'm also a Park Lane jewelry branch director. And so I have little side gigs going on all over the place. Such a pleasure to be part of this book and have worked with Natalie and also Becky Norwood, of course, on the first book.
So we all met. Yeah.
It's how we all met. So it's just, I think we met at the Women's Convention, probably 5 or 6 years ago, probably. Yeah. Many years ago. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you for coming on. And then right under Carol, we have Desiree Brown. And Desiree is located, every time I talk to her, in a different area of the world. So welcome, Desiree.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me. Currently coming at you from Nashville, Tennessee. like Natalie said, Desiree Brown, author now. Thanks to her and all of her help and her magic McQueen. I'm so thankful for everything she helped me with to get my book out. I wrote a book called oh, let's see, I don't know if you can see it.
Put it
Destiny's
right in front of you.
Yeah, here we go. There we go. Awakening to the Alternative. And as mentioned, my husband and I have been traveling now for 4 full years. He is a phenomenal songwriter and artist and singer. I accompany him in that as well. And I've been writing and keeping a journal of that travel. And that's what my first book is from. 2019 is our first year on the road. And as I say at all of our live shows when I'm promoting the book, which is really fun also, most musician merchandise tables don't have a book, so a lot of people have been excited about that. I say it's the good, the bad, the ugly, the up, the down, and the in between. It's my full heart in a book, and it's very similar in the regard of wanting to share that it's not always easy and it's not always perfect, but it is always beautiful. And when you share those hard moments, and life from the road for us is not Instagram perfect all the time.
Although you guys have some great pictures.
We do. There are beautiful places all over the nation we've been, but it's been hard as we've traversed to learn ourselves and learn different things. So it's all in my debut book, and I'm so very thankful to have worked with you, Natalie, and to meet all of you all here today. So thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right. So Nathan Porter, welcome. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what well, Jesse talked about the book, but share a little more your experience.
Yeah, sure. I'd be honored. So I'm hailing from Boston, Massachusetts here, and weather's relatively nice right now. Not too bad. Usually we're in a pretty cold session, but yeah, as far as my professional life goes, I run martial arts schools, and I have currently 3 martial arts schools in the process of a 4th. I teach about 300 students weekly. And yeah, I've been just growing and building. Now I'm kind of seeking other little avenues and outlets, and that includes writing a book. And so I was honored to be asked to contribute a chapter to the latest book from Professor Bowen there. And it's all about like what we stand for, growing the good. And a lot of times when we think martial arts, we think this whole physical piece, and yeah, there's that mental property too. But we have those mental lessons we have to work through, just like the physical lessons, and martial arts is a really great channel for it. So that's my chapter. That's what I'm kind of contributing about, and I'm looking forward to the next one and just getting my feet wet with the whole writing thing. It's quite a process. Everyone has that dream, and kudos to all of you for really putting that pen to paper. Hardest battle ever.
Right. Well, but don't you find being in a compilation book is kind of like that dipping, I always say it's like dipping your toe in. That's how I got started. And it gives you that sense of authorship, sense of being a part of something bigger than yourself, and just allows you to express a little bit about yourself, but not too scary to do it on your own. But
yeah.
I just love compilation or anthology books.
Yeah, exactly right. You have an instant support system, and it's wonderful. You have that feeling of belonging, and especially when, we brought up the pandemic there, and everyone felt really isolated and alone. And then it really gave everyone an opportunity to kind of find their own area and really build a community. So it's wonderful. These compilation books are a brilliant idea.
Absolutely. Well, talk about the brains and the show off in compilation books. We have Robert W. Jones, and I've worked with many authors that do compilation books, and Robert is the one that goes all out and does 365 authors. So it's a little bit like herding cats, but he has a system. Exactly. A system and a team, right, Robert? Welcome.
Oh my, yeah. You need a team, you need a system. And, I thought cats were hard to herd. Let me tell you, authors are 3 times the work. And let's go 10 times the work. Okay. I mean, my goodness, it's just an amazing, reaching out to them first, following up with them second, and getting them to submit third, and then the editing the process. Well, thank you for having me here today, everyone. I'm glad to be here. I'm the owner of the iEntrepreneur Network, where we help entrepreneurs get on stage get into pages and learn how to do engages so they can further their success for their career and create legacy for themselves, their family, and for others. And, I really wanted to tell a little bit of story because if I don't say this, I may forget it. So at least we can always take a recording of this to remind me of what I did. When I first met Natalie, you guys, I walked up to her and I heard her and I listened to her at this event. And so I was in this room and I heard her talk about the gifts of legacy and the passion that she had for it. And I remember walking up to her and I go, I don't know you, but I want you to know that you're going to be my friend forever. And do you remember that, Natalie?
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she looked at me and I could feel her. I could feel her. And she thought, I don't know who you are. I said, I'm married. And by the way, that is the worst pickup line that I've ever heard. And I feel like I got all those. And I said, no, I mean that. And I talked to her a little bit. And here we are, on this Zoom today, being able to talk about that. And have we been through the trenches, Natalie?
Yes, we have.
And so in the same way, the Art of Connection came about because I run an entrepreneurial community, and it's our goal to provide a safe space for every entrepreneur to grow. And when COVID came, we had 19 chapters going strong that all met in person. And all of a sudden, within a matter of a couple of weeks, all the chapters were gone. And a lot of entrepreneurs were calling me and they're like, what do we do? And how do we reach out? And how do we still create business? And I thought to myself, I needed to do something. And then my son came behind me and he goes, Dad, you old people, anyone who's over, like 15 at the time, you old people have it all wrong. He said, isn't legacy about, knowledge and not stuff? And that's when the book came to fruition. And I thought, let's put a compilation book of all these entrepreneurs with their best thoughts of the world in their world that they can contribute to others to provide hope, inspiration, and support. And then all of a sudden there was one book and then a second book and the third book. And now we're into our fourth book. And really what it's turned into is a heart set, mindset, consciousness where like Nathan said, these beautiful people come together and provide a support construct where together we all achieve more. And that's what's really beautiful about this book. And it's what's beautiful is I get to work with elite publications in this movement. And I want to say thank you for that, guys.
Absolutely. Well, Robert, one thing I have to say, he goes above and beyond to help his authors for the books. Robert and I do classes and they can come in and we can talk about their chapters and talk about, how to construct and we give feedback and everything. And that really helps.
It really does, in classes on, how to create an author-centered profile, how to use Amazon ads to get your book seen to a larger audience, how to become a best-selling author, what it means to be a collaborative book. I had a lady talk to me the other day. Her husband and her are in Chicagoland. They own a smoke shop. That wasn't her dream. That was her husband's dream. And she called me up and she was in the second book and she said, Robert, you helped me with my dream. I didn't even know she had a dream, but she called back. She said, your page gave me the confidence to not only start my own book, but to start my own movement called Boss Kids. And now what I'm trying to do is take kids that are 5 to 17 years old and get them to have the entrepreneurial itch. And she said it just started with that one simple page and the touching of that one magical book.
That's incredible. Yeah. So if each of you were to give advice, if someone's thinking about writing a book, we'll start backwards. We'll start with Robert. What would you say to that person?
What I would do two things. And one, I would go to someone who's already written a book that love and trust, because, everyone has a different story in their author journey. Make sure that you get theirs. The second thing I would do is I would go to Amazon and I would look to see what books are out there that are similar in nature to maybe yours. And I'd always see what their truth is and I'd have a conversation with them, and something else magical happens. You have an advocate normally by doing the reach out, and they can also gift you a lot of information that can help you on your author journey.
Absolutely. That's great advice. And what about Nathan? Was this your first experience?
Yeah, professionally, first experience. I've been in a few of the elite publications as far as the biographies go, but really putting thoughts to paper. Yeah, this was my first main chapter there. My advice, I would say, write for you. And a lot of times we think that, okay, what does my audience want to hear? What am I trying to portray? What's going to make me better? But really, it's your voice. It's your view. And I mean, if you're writing about something in particular, sure, you can put that experience forward. But really, I think you want to be personal. And I think that when you put that through, if you can put that forward the right way, your audience will naturally find you. You'll find that audience, and you don't have to seek it. So I would just say, make sure that, if you're questioning what you want to write about, good, that's part of the process. And then from there, find what it is and write for you.
Yeah, be authentic, right? Yeah, no, that's great advice. Yeah. How about Desiree?
Oh, wow. Pretty simple. Honestly, really, from my own heart, I would say if someone came to me and said, I'm thinking about it, I would say, do it. That would be my advice. Just short and sweet, just do it. Because, man, life goes by in the blink of an eye. We're here and then we're not. And nothing made me more proud in my whole life than to hold my own book with my name on it. It was such it still is, but I would just say do it. And there are so many pieces and parts to figure out. Have a good team, network with amazing people, and it will unfold, and it will unfold just as it's supposed to. But do it. Don't just get caught in the should I do it and thinking it through over and over, because we all can do that. I do that. But go forward. Take one little baby step at a time, and the next thing you know, you're holding your own book. So I would just say,
hold your book up again. This picture was part of their journeys. It's such try to get it right in front of your body. There we go. It's on Lake Louise, right? Was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is such a beautiful place in itself. And she's draped in this beautiful cloak, and just Desi Stiers is, such a beautiful cover. Turned out amazing.
My husband took that picture too. He's a singer, songwriter, and photographer.
There you go. Perfect. And Carol, what kind of advice would you give?
I would do what Robert says, and I would also say just try. Everyone has a story, and yours is just as valid as anyone, and just do it and just try.
Absolutely. Jesse, what would you say about that, Mr. 30 books?
Well, whatever the mind can conceive, you can achieve.
That's right.
So I really phenomenal that, I never even really thought about writing. And one day I found a need. I got tired of having to tell my martial arts students over and over the same lesson. And, and that's sort of how I got started. Was there was a need it was my personal need to share my information, not every day, but have a system that information could be shared, with my students from the time they enrolled through black belt or whatever. That book became a book we used at Duke University, where I taught martial arts. But I didn't have an idea that I would be at Duke. But when you create your book, you open a doorway, and you don't know where that doorway is. And I really believe when we have a purpose in life, our story that we don't know how to get out, if we could share that. And some of the things that's going on, in the world, we could be a positive force if we could share our experiences.
Absolutely.
And people, kids coming up, they don't have to make it up as they're going, and they're doing that because no one gave them the shortcut. And not necessarily the shortcut, but the experience that can make their lives better. We really want to start teaching kids, they have this very creative imagination, how to be able to turn their imagination into stories. But if we can getting them to start thinking about that journey from just learning how to journal, getting stuff out of your head on the paper and how that can be such a benefit for us. I think that would be great. So my advice is to, you got it right. If you're a goal setter, set your goals. Take the plan that you use for achieving your goal, turn it into a book. If you're a mom and you're a good mom, then hey, write a book, How to Become a Good Mom. Where are you right now? And that's what I've learned about the phenomenal part. And we're in this era that it's not complicated nor super expensive anymore. So you don't have to, don't wait around. That's why Elite Publications and Robert, providing all these great opportunities. And again, I commend everyone here today, but, take actions on your thoughts and write it down. Hey, that's my advice.
Absolutely. That's great advice. So talking about when you can learn from others, there's two key points. I find that people discredit what their experiences have given them in wisdom and in knowledge. And we've all had different journeys that have brought us to who we are today. So think about, the teenager that maybe doesn't have the best upbringing and household, where if they could hear a video or pick up your book or, hear you on a radio show talking, you could be that voice, that positivity, or the knowledge that could make them believe that they can. And that's what I love about it. It's not about being the best writer ever. And, you have to make it sound so academic or, perfect. It's about bringing your heart, your authentic, what Nathan said, bring your authentic voice into it, and you will help change others' lives. And that's what Elite is all about. We want to make everyone know that we can bring their story and we can get them help if they need help writing. We have amazing classes that help lay out your chapters so you know exactly what's in each chapter, the breakdown. We actually bring them, like Robert said, we bring them into an activity in Amazon to see what's out there and see what you're attracted to, because you may have something in your mind and then you go to Amazon and it's all 2-star reviews with that idea. So there's got to be a balance. And then of course, once we put it all together and we can create it into a beautiful manuscript, then book, and then an international bestseller. So we're so excited. So does anyone have a book coming up that they want to talk about, or a book project? Robert.
My goodness, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up The Art of Connection Volume 4. And, and I love it because I feel like we're really coming full circle. Jesse had mentioned gratitude earlier in the show, and the fourth book. And so we've gone through a series, and the first one was about networking, providing hope, inspiration, and support for entrepreneurs, business owners, and influencers. And then the second book came out. All of a sudden it was like, people are talking inspiration. And so all of a sudden it was like the second book going to be inspiration. Then all of a sudden we get into inspiration, and all of a sudden transformation was coming out. And that was the third book. And so then we went from networking to inspiration to transformation. I'm like, oh my goodness, we don't even have to think about the names of the book because they come to us anyway. And all of a sudden everyone kept coming back and they said, we're so grateful. And we're glad and we're happy, and this brings joy, and I'm doing it again. And all of a sudden it just came to us. Wow. It was, we sat in a tent for 40 days and 40 nights, and we came up with the new title, 365 Days of Gratitude Quotes, No, we just knew what the name of the book, was going to be, because it just seemed like through all of the challenges in the last 3 years or so, we still are finding ourselves, if we choose, we can choose well, we can choose the right people, we can choose the right things, we can choose the right thoughts. And at the end of the day, we have choice. And I think that, everyone that's been a part of this project so far, and it's over nearly 900 authors now. You know, the feeling was it was all about gratitude, and hence our next book. And so we are offering a wonderful special with Elite Publications, my new best friends in the world, right? And so we're excited about that.
Yeah, it is an amazing journey. And what I like about The Art of Connection is it really is a family. You get to meet the other authors. We do events, we do the classes. So you really get to interact, and just a wonderful group. So one of the benefits, go ahead.
And I'd be remiss about this too, because I have to always say this, because Natalie and I always get this question, why do a compilation book if I have my own book? And the thing is because every compilation book that you do between your own book means that you have a tribe, or you have a family, or you have a community that also joins in with you and celebrates your solo books. And really, when you're a part of a book that's especially heart-centered and mindset, you're tethering yourself to everyone else who's in that same space.
Yep.
And if you live that space, it's so much funner when you look around you and you're like, oh my gosh, I have another 1,000 people that live in the same space with me. Because as a person who trains entrepreneurs for the last 15 years, I say it's not that an entrepreneur doesn't have passion. It's not that they don't have the right education or information. Many of them cease to become entrepreneurs because they cease to have people around them that care. And so what happens is they die on the vine of loneliness, not because they didn't have the greatest thoughts and passions, and trajectories set in their mind, to do these wonderful things. And that's what's so great about the compilation books, is it tethers you in a place that you're not alone anymore. You're in a world of true support.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Carol, you want to add to that?
Wow. Yeah, I agree with him. I agree with Robert that it was, especially with Robert and Sean and you, it's just been, and Becky before, it's been a very just you feel embraced by the whole community. And so I think it's a great opportunity to do that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing too, when you have your own book, being in a compilation book kind of keeps you relevant, kind of keeps you in the eyes of other people, that, you're introduced as one of the contributing authors. But then when you get a chance to network and get to know the other people, I ended up being on a radio show, and then I was just on my first television show a week ago. And we met in Robert's group. So, yeah. So Desiree, tell us what your author journey, how it's going to take you to new places. Do you have any ideas of the next one?
Yeah, actually I do. So my journey is probably a little different. I always wanted to write a book, but I kind of just started doing, as it was mentioned earlier, just journaling as we left on the road. So the first year is the book that's out now. And the second year is I've just started reading through it, which was 2020. And as we've also said, was this for everyone.
Right.
And the year we started the music business that we also have, my husband and I. So I'm starting to read through it. The first book, unedited, that I have out was 107,000 words.
I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, wait. It's going to be interesting to see how this one shakes. The 2020 is 270,000.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of where my journey is right now, just trying to make it through the first read of that.
That may be 2 books.
I know, part 1, part 2. So that's where I kind of am, is just trying to get through it. And then again, we'll start those baby steps towards getting 1 or maybe 2 books out from 2020, and just kind of see how that unfolds. And we've been, my husband and I put a lot of our energy and effort towards music, but I've been saying to him, babe, I really want to spend a lot more time in these types of scenarios, networking, getting to know other authors, because he is first musician. I am first author. That's what I want to do with my life and who I want to interact with and those sorts of things. So I hope my journey brings me into more of those networking type of scenarios and things like that as we get settled and are able to. So
Well, there's a really good summit coming up that I will definitely give you the information for, and you can
Please
come
do.
and join. It's the
do.
Art of Connection Summit.
yeah, let me know. So that's kind of just, all the moving pieces, but that's where I am with all of that. Thanks for asking.
Absolutely. Jesse, I've been talking so much today. I haven't let you say anything. Yesterday, I just kind of sat back.
I'm like teacher sitting in the background checking you out. Yeah. So no, Natalie, this is really great. And, we're really grateful to, number one, we just, Desiree just talked about networking. So this is that networking. If we weren't authors, we would not be here. And this whole world of working with authors is so great because, people are sharing their stories, their ideas, their concepts, their know-how. And it's really just really beautiful for what we're doing. And this is the reason why we started Become an Author, is to have a place that people can get some easy information, but most important, to become inspired. We try to bring inspiration that no matter, where you are, I don't believe I can do this or whatever you're thinking, we're here to tell you that, yes, you can. And we have the resources, whether it's through Robert's events or just those personal conversations within our groups of people and the things that we're doing. So if you're interested in learning how to, to write, to publish, to market, then, please give us a call with Elite. And, you can go to our website, which is www.elitepublications.org. You can, register to talk to us about marketing your book. We're all talking about our books, but because we love our books, but that's the other side that Natalie has been able to do a great job with, is helping us to be able to market our books, because, as a publisher, I have to think about the business end too. There's the fun end, but we all want to get some returns. If no one's reading our books, that's a major problem. I call that the big door stop. That's the only purpose there. But to be able to be able to write a book, to be able to publish that book, and to be able to market it. And I think that's one of the things that, Natalie and Elite Publications and Jim and the rest of our team, we've been able to bring together, that, we have developed the skill sets to help our clients to become international best-selling authors. And not just in the words, but we've got book sales to back it up. We've got a platform, that golden seal that we get a chance to put on our book. It's always great when someone, introduces me, Grandmaster Jesse Bowen, international best-selling author. Hey, listen, if, I'm doing speaking, well, I've been doing speaker for a number of years. And I was telling someone, if you don't have a book, someone says, well, okay, we'll pay you $250 to come in and speak for us. But as an Amazon best-selling author, listen, it's about $5,000 you want me to come in and speak. So just the value of your perceived knowledge, you automatically begin to, you're upgrading yourself, that people want to know about your book, about your information, how you be able to put that together. So Natalie, I think that's really, really the key is, number one, the love for what we're doing, the courage to step out and seek information. Remember, knowledge is something that's there. And, don't start on the bottom. It costs too much energy, time, and money when you're trying to go alone. And so find a coach, find someone that can help you, elevate you. You don't have to have this 10 years to write a book. Find someone that can elevate you, partner, definitely, The Art of Connection was a great book. And my wife and Jessica and all my friends, we had them to share, their quote And that was a great experience. And again, from that, every little inch gives more confidence. And this is what we really want to build, because you have it. You just need that experience, that support to be able to say it and to be able to put it in the writing. So, hey, Natalie, now you're doing a great job. Get an A+ today, Natalie.
Well, I want to let everyone know that we will be putting all the authors' book links in the chat, or not in the chat, but in the show notes. And then Robert, will we have a link if anyone wants to be in book 4? Oh, you're muted.
Why, yes.
And you know what? Let's throw the summit link in there as well, because I know there's people like Desiree that would like to come and meet an amazing group of people and be part of that.
You know, and it's funny when authors meet authors, you know, we also start buying each other's books too. That's the other great thing about it. I had been on Amazon for a decade, and then all of a sudden, you know, Kindle was there with nothing in it. Now my Kindle keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's amazing what happens when you meet other authors.
Yeah, I supported 2 authors today. They're doing their launches, and I bought both of their books this morning. So it's good to support each other. It's great to learn stories and other wisdom from other authors. So I love it. Well, thank you guys. Does anyone have a last minute? Carol, you want to say any last words?
Just try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate. Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us. Show your book one more time. All right. And so we'll have that link in the show notes. Oh, I do have mine here. Yay! So thank you, everyone. Nathan, any last words?
Last words. Well, it's been an honor. Thank you very much. It was lovely meeting all of you. And yeah, just keep growing the good. And that's it. Rock and roll.
Perfect. Well, and if anyone out there is looking for incentive to get their book going, we have Elite Publications has an amazing package that we are sending you on a vacation to write your book. So come and talk to us. And if you want to write your book and then take the vacation, we can do that too. However you want to do it, but let's get your book written and published.
Are you an aspiring writer? Would you like to discover the insider secrets of becoming an international best-selling author? Listen to Jessie Bowen and Natalie McQueen, 2 best-selling international authors, on the award-winning podcast produced by Elite Publications called Become an Author. The show topic: affiliate programs for authors learn how they use affiliate marketing to become international best-selling authors. They will share how they use affiliate marketing programs to launch their books to the Amazon Hot #1 releases and #1 international bestseller list. If you have ever thought of monetizing a book you have written, you will need to enlist the help of affiliates. It is crucial to understand that, like most products, books will not sell themselves. Most highly successful books are the result of a team of people that promote the book. In this episode, Jessie and Natalie will look at ways to make a successful affiliate book launch that will result in thousands of book sales. To learn more about how to set up an affiliate program for your book launch, have you been thinking about writing a book but you don't know where to get started? Contact Elite Publications and schedule a free author success coaching session at www.elitepublications.org. Our book promotion, marketing, and distribution services are strategically designed to optimize the sales and reach of your book, delivering it to the hands and bookshelves of hundreds of thousands of readers worldwide.